Hello everyone, welcome back to Colourful Indian. I hope that you've been having a wonderful week. I'm really excited because the latest Nomad palette just arrived and I'm just dying to play with it, open it and see what's inside. So let's do that. Let's open and take a look at the palette. As always, it's got that adventure sticker on and I'm just really excited. So I already saw like from a friend's Instagram that there was going to be a lion stamp. And I'm just so excited because there's been hints that this is, Africa. So yeah, I think seeing that lion definitely kind of confirms that. And I definitely loved The Lion King. That was one of my favorite Disney films. Not the live action, absolutely hated that one. I meant the, 2D one. That was perfect. And, I just can't wait to see. Oh my gosh. Well, Nomad certainly doesn't disappoint. This is absolutely beautiful. So this is the postcard. They've definitely upgraded. It's so beautiful. I'm definitely gonna keep this one because I just love that elephant. It's so pretty. And then at the back it says this right over here. So yeah, basically what are we getting? Okay, so world's most endangered animals. So we're supporting conservation of the vast area and its precious wildlife in Botswana's Okavango Delta. Oh, okay. So the color story is safari-hued colors inspired by Okavango's magnificent creatures, from golden lions and green crocodiles to gray elephants and dark brown buffaloes. So 9 majestic mattes, 3 shimmers, and 3 animal print shimmer swirls. Oh, okay, so that sounds really fun, and they're gonna be sending money to WWF. So this sounds really awesome, and I definitely can't wait to take a look at the palette. So let's just, oh, look at that. The cover itself looks absolutely amazing, and this is the color story. You can see that they've definitely gone for like mattes and greens. So this is going to be really interesting. I want to open it and let's take a look. And oh, oh, I love this. So they've used like a material. Okay, so right off the bat, the design of this palette is so pretty, and I love the fact that they've kind of done like a material that feels like animal skin in a sense. I mean, I think that's really cool. There's definitely some texture when you rub your fingers on this, and it's so soft, and I don't know, I really love it. And then over here, the main animal over here is obviously the elephant, so absolutely love that. So yeah, just looking at the palette, it looks so beautiful. I really like the fact, just looking at it, I like that they've included those greens. I think that that's definitely going to make a difference for me. And then those imprints are absolutely adorable. And look at this. I love that, like all these cute, animal kind of like, almost like animal skin in a sense, right? Like it's just so pretty. The imprints are just gorgeous. So I'm actually just grateful that they added some, I'm really grateful that they added some greens in there because, as you know, I am Colourful Indian, but I'm also really excited because it looks like a matte palette with a pop of color. This is what the shades look like in white lighting, and they show up really well on both skin tones, lots of gorgeous neutrals, and in yellow lighting they look really beautiful as well. I can't wait to play with them. Okay, so we're gonna go in with the very first look. I'm so excited to try this out. So, obviously there's so many neutrals in here, I have no idea where to begin, but I think I'm gonna go along with some of the dresses that I have. I've actually put them out on the bed, and I'm gonna see how I can actually make everything just kind of mesh together. So I'm going in with Chief's Island, which is the deeper shade of green. I'm using a small brush. It's very small, but this is so that I can kind of control how much of the shade I want on my eye, and I've definitely put my base on. So yeah, let's get some of this shade onto my eyes. And I'm taking that and just putting it here because I think I'm gonna blend. It's very pretty. It's a foresty green without a doubt. So yeah, I can already see the color is very pigmented. Kind of reminds me of the greens from Paradise Islands in a sense, but I know that that green was definitely different because it was very much like a brighter, more vibrant kind of green. This is more muted in that sense. Okay, so let's go for the next color. I'm gonna take Vumbura Plains, which is a lighter green, and it's really, really pretty for this look, like how exactly I want it to go. But oh wow, you can see how gorgeous that color is and the way it just shows up so vibrantly. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Rumbling Elephants, which is like the deepest shade I think in this palette. It's kind of like a black, but it's not like a super black. It's kind of more like a gray kind of black. You can see right over here what it looks like. So I'm gonna take a bit of that and I'm gonna just, I think, come downwards here. Maybe mix a bit of green with this color. Oh, so it's like a true elephant color. Oh, I love that actually. I really do. Yeah, okay, this really does remind me of like an elephant's skin. I just find that really, really cute. So we're gonna blend that gray in. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with Moremi Game Reserve, which is in the same row of shades, but it's kind of like a yellow, kind of like green shade. And I think I'm gonna put that right here. So I take the colors downwards, you know? You can see the way that that color kind of shows up on my skin. You can see that color very clearly, this as well. So far we've actually used 4 shades from the palette, and I wasn't expecting to use 4 so quickly, but yeah, we've basically done that. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a cut crease over here to feature some of those stunning shimmers. And I'm actually really excited about this because now I have a better idea of what I want to do. So I actually just noticed something and I'm just going to share it with you right away. So, you know, normally when you get a palette, you know, you normally go down like this. But I think this time Nomad's actually made it like this. So if you were actually going to do a look and you were struggling with ideas of how to go about this, I think this way would actually make a lot more sense to me. Okay, so my eyes are looking pretty even, and now I'm going in with Blank Canvas by P. Louise. This is one of my favorite, you know, paints by them. I've bought this like, I actually bought this like years ago. I can't even remember, I think when I first started, and it's lasted this long, and I just love using it when I just want to kind of create a very sharp cut crease, and you know, I just want that to be evident in my makeup. So I usually start by just taking a small amount and applying it to my lid and, you know, just going in all the way. So it is different from the other P. Louise base because this is a paint, which means that it actually literally just stays exactly where you want it to. And as you can already see, I've marked the, you know, where I'm going to be going up until. That's the best way to do it because that is your natural, literally like your natural crease, so you can see that. So what I'm going to do now is go back in with the brush and kind of just get it all the way up there. Yeah, this is going to be the cut crease. You can see that I've definitely gone, you know, over my crease, and I have to do that because I have hooded eyes. So the other thing when you have hooded eyes is once you've done this, you need to work fairly quickly, so I really have no idea what to expect as I go about doing this look. It's a very nice shade though. It's like a true kind of silver. And I think what I'm gonna do now is go in with Nile Crocodiles. I have no idea what Nile Crocodiles is gonna look like. Again, using the same brush which I have cleaned here. Yeah, it looks like a green gold. Okay, so this is essentially what you're getting from the palette. I actually like this. I like the way that it's looking. I'm grabbing a bit of the elephant shade that is Rumbling Elephants, and I'm just gonna go and go over this to deepen that end, taking that up as well towards the green shade very, very gently. We have used a total of 6 shades for this look. So we've actually gone in with this, this, and this. Alright, hey everyone, this is basically what the first look has turned out to be. So a few makeup details before I give you my initial thoughts on the palette, obviously. So I did go in with some additional colors. I went in with pack of Wild Dogs, which is this over here, to kind of just warm up my cheeks, and it worked really, really well. You can see that there's that warmth right over there, and I thought that was perfect. And then for the highlighter, I also used a shade from here. I went in with Keystone Termites, which is this right over here. It looks like a gold on my skin, and I think it's really, really pretty. You can see the way it's on this side as well. And I did use it to highlight at the top as well, so you could definitely see the tone that's coming out from there. So all in all, this is like a very green kind of gold look, and I wore these colors specifically because I have like this zebra print dress, and I absolutely love this dress. It's one of my favorites, and it had that beautiful shade of green right there, and that's basically where I got the idea to go in with this, you know, electric kind of like zebra look. So the rest of the makeup details, I went in with Oolak Cosmetics for my lip gloss. I felt that it had just the right touch of like brown and gold, and it just goes so beautifully with the tones in this palette as well. You can see the browns, and then yeah, you can definitely see when I hold this up, you know, why I would want to pair that lip gloss with this particular palette. I'm super excited because I kind of feel like there's so much like to do with this palette. I'm actually getting a lot more excited because, you know, we've just used a couple of shades. I'm not really sure what I want to do for the next look, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. So let me just zoom in so you can see what those eyes look like. So this is, you know, just that vibrancy. It's stayed on my eyes perfectly, and it's blended out beautifully. Like, it's very, very easy to blend and easy to work with. I absolutely love the formula so far, and I'm really excited to see like what we can do in the other looks. So I think that's about it for now. I'll see you in the next look. Oh wait, before we go, foundation, Yensa. Absolutely love Yensa. Concealer, also Yensa. It's absolutely perfect for my skin tone. Okay, let's go to the next look. Hey everyone. So I actually started doing a second tutorial, and I wasn't able to complete it because in the midst of doing the tutorial, somebody killed my dog Lupa. And I do want to get some content out there because, quite frankly, I really don't like unfinished work. Plus, I don't think that sitting around being sad is really gonna, you know, make me feel any better about things. So I'm gonna try and do a look, and you know, let's see what happens. I will give you my thoughts on it. And please don't think that I'm not excited about this palette if I'm not super happy and smiling in the video, because it's really not that. I think my body is still in shock. I still look outside the window thinking that my baby is gonna run, you know, in the field and surprise me, but she's not there. So we're just gonna get into the look, all right? And thank you for your patience and your understanding. We're gonna begin with Honking Hippos, I think, which is that beautiful deep brown over there. I actually was going in with these shades that day, so I think I'm just gonna go back to starting with those shades and see what happens. My skin condition has kind of flared up again. I don't know if this is something new that is now going to be part of my life every time I'm stressed or something bad happens, but you can definitely see that there's you know, dry skin there, and I haven't done makeup in 1.5 days because today is Friday. Tomorrow is, well, the day that you're watching this video is the day that Nomad has released their color story, and I just want to try and get maybe at least maybe two or three looks up because I really love the palette and I had plans for it, you know. And sometimes things just don't go as planned, and honestly, she was an amazing dog. She was a wonderful animal, and I can't believe that she's gone. It's hard. It's really hard to even believe that my baby's not here. It was so fast, and yeah, just not really something I'm accepting very easily. And you know, it's really funny because I was gonna put up my very first video, and I was gonna start it with grief because I thought we could, like, I was gonna do mental health and makeup videos, and oh wow, look at that huge mistake I made. But I was gonna do mental health and makeup because I thought that that would be a really good topic. A lot of people don't really address things like grief, and I like to just address my grief as soon as it shows up. I don't like to pretend that I'm okay. I don't like to pretend that I'm not affected by something, because it just builds. And I do struggle with accepting it, though. It's just that that's really part of my process. So I know that, and right now I'm trying to rationalize to just kind of make the feelings, you know, maybe less severe. But essentially, denial is, you know, one of the stages of grief, and people like me, sometimes we just can't accept what's happened, so that denial sticks around, and it's also just too soon, I think, because, you know, Lupa was always around, and I just feel so bad for her. When I think of her, I just can't believe it. So grief is, I don't know, when I think about the culture that I come from, I think people are not always very comfortable with talking about grief. They think it's something that needs to be hidden, or it's something that you have to get over really fast. You know, they think that, oh, okay, 1 year has passed, so we need to be moving past this, or whatever. And I've actually come to realize that there's really no time limit for it. Grief, you know, it just comes, and, you know, there are certain moments during the year when, if you've experienced something, you kind of just cry more on those days. And I think that happens for a reason. It happens because you are remembering that traumatic experience that's happened, and it becomes more intense when those days or those moments show up. You know, like for me this month, I was actually kind of sad because my grandmother passed away in 2021. She was the only grandparent that I'd ever known. I never knew any of my other grandparents, so for me it was a huge deal. And I wasn't even there when it happened. She caught COVID, and then she passed, and it was very, very hard because I was not there. We were not there with her. I know it was hard on my mom too. It was hard on everybody, really, because my grandma had 4 kids, so everybody, you know, was just grieving, and it was so hard to even process what had happened because it was so unexpected. And I think with Lupa it's really the same, because literally that morning on Wednesday, she was fine. Everything was fine. So yeah, all I can say is I will go into grief in my other video, and I'm going to start addressing things like this because this is literally what I believe in. So I'm just going to say that I think it's really important to spend as much time as you can with your loved ones and make peace with them, because you really never know when that last moment's going to be. And you know, if you hate them in the last moments and they pass on without you having important conversations, if you let your pride get in the way, you're gonna just live with that regret, and it's not worth the price, really. That's really all I wanted to say about this in this video. So I basically went in with a pack of wild dogs, and then I went in with this one over here. The plan was to do a half cut crease, but due to the lack of time, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. So I'm going to go right in with my multitasker mixing medium, and we're going to put on leachwes, okay, I don't know what those are, but we're going to go in with that, and roaring lines. So let's put that here. These are the 2 shimmer shades in this particular row, and I'm pretty excited to see how they're going to look on my eyes, because Nomad's formula is amazing. They have very, very strong shimmer formulas, and I've always been a fan of them, so I'm pretty excited to see how this is going to turn out. Let me just grab a brush. Leaping Lechuas. I think this must be some kind of deer or something. I've never really heard of that, but I'm just gonna grab some on my brush. It's very, very beautiful. That's very pretty, isn't it? So we're gonna grab that and we're gonna stamp it right where I want it to be. It's a very pretty bronze. Oh, I like that color. That's very pretty. So obviously, just looking at this, you know that you can definitely use this for everyday looks. It's a very pretty color, and I'm definitely enjoying this. Okay, so now we're going in with Roaring Lines, which is a beautiful coppery kind of rusty shade. Let's see how it looks on my eyes. Oh, and that's just perfect. Yeah, I actually kind of had a feeling that the color was going to look just like that. This reminds me of a shade from Simply Posh Cosmetics. In fact, the very first shade that I really went crazy about, and that's what turned me on to Simply Posh, because they had this stunning copper in their Autumn Leaves palette, and that palette's not on the market at the moment, but that was really one of the shades that really made me go crazy for the brand. Alright, so this is what the second look has turned out to be. So for my foundation, I went in with Yensa Beauty. This is definitely one of my favorite foundations. For the highlighter that you can see on my face, I went in with the Nomad palette itself. It's got some gorgeous shades in here, so already you can tell that this is a multi-use product. You can easily use, you know, something like this or even that as a highlighter, and you can just add it, and it's just going to look really vibrant and very natural. So for my eyes, which you can see over here, the lashes are from Temu. I did buy, you know, a 10 pack of lashes, and I still stand by these because they're amazing, and I feel like they're just worth, you know, the pricing as well, because if you go to Kiss or something, you're gonna pay a lot more to get just one pair, and they look really great and they work really great. So over here for my eyeliner, I went in with my BH Cosmetics pencil, which is probably no longer in stock, so I would just recommend any dark brown eyeliner pencil. You know, it's one of the Power pencils. I can't find it at the moment, but that's what I basically do. That's what I basically did. And then for my lips, I went in with Juvia's Places in Toffee. Really, really loved their lipstick collection. I got a lot of their shades, and I lined my lips with Kulfi Beauty, and that was the brown. So that line over there is the Kulfi Beauty liner, and I think that's about it for the makeup details. So working with the colors was obviously really easy. It was great to blend, super easy to get the pigment. This has now been on my eyes for a couple of hours, and it hasn't creased or anything. So I think that the secret to this is really using the right kind of, you know, base. You know, I didn't use just one today, I used two, and I think I've been using two for a lot of my looks lately. So one of them was the white base by True and Luscious. That's the first one. And then for shimmers, I generally go in with my NYX Multitasking Medium, because that just makes the shimmers stick on my eyes and I don't get any cracks. So as you can see over here, there's absolutely no cracking happening. It's absolutely perfect. It's the way that, you know, I applied it, and that makes it really satisfying. So if you're gonna go for a party or something, you're gonna know that your eyes are taken care of. Currently, we have used practically every single shade in the palette, the only exception being Mighty Buffaloes, which I have not yet reached for, and it's a deep brown shimmer that you can see over here, but actually everything else I have managed to actually play with and use as transition shades and everything else. So the next look that you're gonna see is probably going to be a maybe a brighter neutral, because I really like the shade Roaring Lions. I think it's a very nice one, and I really like Nile Crocodiles as well. So I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna do like a bit of a mixture of everything, and we're just gonna end it with that. So yeah, I will see you in that look. Okay, so we're going in for the third look. So I'm gonna be kind of doing like a greenish brown look. We're gonna be using these three shimmers, which I really like and I think are very pretty. So I wanna reuse them, and I do have an outfit in mind as well, which is why we're gonna be doing this particular look. So I'm going to take, I think Pack of Wild Dogs first, which is that really nice warm brown, and we're just gonna put it over here. eyes. I'm just tapping the brush onto my eyes. Next I'm going in for Honking Hippos, which is a lovely deep brown. Oh, okay, I know the look is, it's looking very similar to what we've already done, but it's not gonna be. I'm taking some green and I'm just gonna start placing that right over here underneath that brown, and right over here with that. Okay, so I know that this is looking very similar to the first look, but it's not gonna be. So I'm just going in with my second base right now, and that would be the NYX Mixing Medium. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the first shimmer, and that's gonna be Mighty Buffalo, which is the shade that we have not used, obviously. So it's a stunning deep brown, and it looks amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna add some of that right here, and I'm gonna blend that into my green. I felt like this would be amazing with the green. That's why I kind of blended the two shades together. And I'm taking that slightly upwards as well, so you can see that I'm just tapping my brush like that. So before we actually add on the other shimmers, I need to put something right here in my inner corners, and I want to use a matte shade, so I think I will go in with Elusive Leopards, which is this warm brown. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go in with Moremi Game Reserve, which is like a yellow kind of green. I did do the same color for the other looks, and so I think it's just gonna be the best option. I'm just gonna take it right to the top over there. So now that's done, let's go in with the shimmers. Very excited, obviously. So the next one I'm doing is Roaring Lions, which I was so excited to try for the second time. It is this orange. So we have this beautiful orange coming up here. It truly is stunning. Okay, so to complete the look, I'm going in with Nile Crocodile, which is this amazing, beautiful greenish gold. And I'm just gonna put that in the corner of my eye, and I feel that just goes so well with that Game Reserve shade, which I put right over there because it does that. So this was the plan. I personally really like it. I think it's looking really pretty. So this is the third look, and to be honest, I actually feel like this is probably my favorite out of all three that we've done. I'm just gonna bring you in close and you can see the vibrancy of the shades on my eyes, the shimmers, the way that they're working. I went back in again for the Termite shade to become my highlighter, and it was absolutely fantastic. It's beautiful. That would be this shade right over here. It's yeah, that one. So that's the highlighter on my cheeks, and I really feel like it looks incredible on deeper skin tones. It just looks fantastic. And then when you look at those shimmers and how bright they are, how pigmented they are, that's absolutely gorgeous as well. I actually wanted to do a lot more looks with this palette because it came early, and you know, I had all these things planned, and yeah, just Lupa's passing, it really just made the world stop, and I really struggled. And then, you know, honestly, I did have a talk with my mom, and she's the one who was like, just keep going. And you know, I kind of think she was right, and I'm very grateful to her for that, because you know, if I was just sitting in my grief and not doing anything, I think it would have really consumed me, and it was starting to consume me. And you know, if you're on my Instagram, I'm sure that you would have seen that I had put that message up there, because I was just so distraught and so hurt by the way it happened, and you know, how it happened, and just the suddenness of it. And it was like, I didn't even expect it. That day had been so good. So yeah, you know, it's tough. But anyway, let's get into the makeup details so that you know what I used. So like I said, highlighters from the palette. Then I also used a warm brown from the palette for a bit of contouring. I went in with Pack of Wild Dogs. Really love that shade, by the way. It's so great. Even this is really good if you want to get like a very deeper, like you want a more obvious like contour right there. Like, I'm not really somebody who needs that. So I just kind of used it to warm myself, like warm up the color on my face, because I obviously didn't want it to be like super one-dimensional and, you know, toned by just wearing foundation and concealer. But I thought that the way it did it was lovely and beautiful. I would totally wear this look and I would go out. The blush that I used is the Yensa Silk Cream blush. This was actually gifted to me, and I'm going to be doing a review on that. So it's a beautiful blush, and I'm kind of just obsessed with Yensa at the moment. Their products are absolutely incredible. Like, I just love Yensa. I used concealer and foundation. That was Yensa too. Always going back for this. It's just amazing, and I absolutely am obsessed, and I love it so much, and a little goes a long way. So I really love products like that. For my eyes, I used the same BH Cosmetics brown pencil. That's the Power Pencil to line my eyes, and that's what you're essentially seeing over there. And if you look at the rest of my eyes, the lashes again are from Temu. I do love Temu. They've got some stunning deals on there, and you know, this is really one of those things that I really feel is worth it, because I was previously buying Kiss lashes and then I found this, and you get like 10 for $2 or $3 depending on the deal that you find, and these are just literally the same quality as Kiss, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sold, I'm going for it. Same thing for the rhinestones. Those were also from Temu. And I believe that there's really nothing. Oh wait, Ulak, yeah. So there's also my brows, which I always use Ulak Cosmetics. I have a code for this. If you want to pick up the brow kit, you can. They have it in multiple colors, and Ulak is a very underrated brand. And then for my lips, the last thing, I went in with a Juvia's Place lipstick, and then I went over that with an Ulak Cosmetics lip gloss. I absolutely love Ulak and Juvia's Place. And as you can see, it just gives it that extra shine that I feel looks really good. So, you know, that's basically the makeup details for you. Let me give you my thoughts on this palette. So obviously I did my best to use every single shade, and I think there were some overlaps in the colors. I found it very, very easy to use this palette, quite frankly. I like the palette a lot, and I'm actually very, very happy with it. I think it was very beautifully done. Usually when I see neutral palettes, I go, oh no. But I think what I liked about this was they didn't just keep it to just neutrals. I think that pop of green and those green shades, they really made that difference for me. And you can see the looks that you can get from this. You can see the quality of the shimmers, which are absolutely incredible. They are so vibrant, and I really hope that the camera is picking those colors up, because when I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, oh my goodness, it is beautiful. And I personally feel that these colors will look amazing on a deeper skin tone, or like even a lighter skin tone. But I actually think this complements brown skinned people so much, because I always think of myself as a tree because I'm brown, and obviously trees look amazing, you know, with green on them, and you can see what it looks like. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I'm super, super happy with the palette. So grateful, of course, that Nomad has once again, you know, gotten me on their PR list, and they're super understanding and just a wonderful company. So for me, it's very simple. You know, I like supporting certain companies and trying my best for them when I feel appreciated and valued, and I feel that Nomad is definitely one of those companies. So they always are supporting different causes, and a lot of them are wildlife and animal causes, which I think is fantastic. I absolutely love animals. And that's why this video is being dedicated to, you know, my dog Lupa. I feel that like she's always been there, you know, whenever I've done my makeup shots, when I go out and I'm taking photos of the palette, or when I'm doing swatches in the sunlight and, you know, all that kind of thing. Lupa was always there, and she would want to know what we were doing, and she would sniff. So I just kind of feel like it's only appropriate to dedicate the video to her. And there's so many colors in this palette that definitely remind me of her too. So you know, I do think of her, and I felt that, you know, this was something that needed to be done because it was just sudden. So anyway, formula wise, amazing. You saw the blending, you can see the blending. The pigmentation is incredible, absolutely incredible, as always. I mean, I've never really had a problem with Nomad's pigmentation, but I also really love that this is a multi-use product. Clearly you can use this as a highlighter, you can use it to contour your face. It's going to warm up your tones if that's what you're going for. If you want a more deeper brown, that's there. I really like the addition of the elephant shade because it's just a really nice kind of like gray color and it's not black. And I just feel like it gives the look like a kind of cooler, you know, look. Like if you actually saw like the other looks that I did use Rumbling Elephants in one, and I just really liked that cool thing going on. It was really nice. But this look, obviously the main color for me was the Mighty Buffalo shade, and that was that beautiful, stunning brown right there. And I just, it's gorgeous. It's wonderful. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I will try and do some shade comparisons with this palette and other palettes if I have time during the week. Unfortunately, I am not going to be around here for the weekend because we have some things planned for Memorial Day, which means that I won't be able to do any work this weekend. However, when I'm back, I will try my best to do comparisons. Please be patient. If it's not up, then it probably means that I just wasn't able to. But I actually really wanted to do comparisons of these shades and show you how they compare to other palettes from Nomad. And I think that other people will probably do it. Yeah, like if I see any friends on YouTube who have actually done shade comparisons with other palettes, I will, you know, definitely add that link into my YouTube so that you can go and see the shade comparisons for yourself. But yeah, so far this has been absolutely wonderful, and I'm really happy that this time the imprints, like even though I have used all the shades more than once, the imprints have actually kind of lasted. So I was very, very, very gentle with the way that I used the palette this time because I was trying so hard to actually maintain the imprints. And of course, this is only the third look. So yeah, I think I will probably do more looks, but I'm just really, really happy with the way that this turned out overall, and it's fantastic. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous product, and I love everything about it. I really do, and I think that's surprising sometimes to hear because I'm not a nude person, but again, I think it's just the way they did the colors and everything. It is beautiful. It is a easy palette for beginners. If you're looking for something that you want to use every day and you just want a pop of color, this is probably going to be the palette for you. And yeah, if you want to pick it up, if you found this video helpful, please use my code. And you know, thank you for the support. There's no obligation obviously to use the code, but any support is appreciated because it does keep me going and it allows me to spend more time with you on the channel and to be here. So yeah, thank you once again for all of your support. I will see you very soon for another video. I definitely have a ton of things that I have edited, and you know, it's just that with everything that's been happening lately, it's just really been one thing right after the next, and it just hits so hard sometimes. So that's the reason for, well, you know, long breaks in between. But I'm not going anywhere, and I'm always happy that you're here. So thank you, and I will see you very soon for another video. Have a wonderful week. Lots of love to you, and I'm wishing you all a wonderful Memorial Day. Bye.